Good morning, everybody. I was finished walking uh, the western perimeter of our local state park. It's Long Valley Farm. It's the Rockefellers summer plantation uh, area. And anyway, I reckon going back that way, it was probably about maybe 2 miles that loop. I've got about another mile and a half to go before I'll be back at the park office and the parking area and stuff. So I'm going to go down here and find me a picnic table. There's several picnic tables down here. I'm going to go down here and make me some coffee and kind of show you this pack I'm trying out this morning. It's a more traditional canvas pack. I just wanted to see how it rides. Straps ain't too bad, however the way the buckles are set up, I really don't like the way the buckles rub underneath my arm. It'd be good for just to have around camp if you're walking from your car to let's say a little camp area or something like that. It would probably be okay, but I still like my regular pack that I carry. Anyway, I'm gonna show you this area right in here. The houses and stuff that you're getting ready to see, most of these are caretakers' houses. There's still one family that has living rights to the plantation itself, and they live way back over on the far side of the lake and stuff. That area is kind of off limits. They still do kind of farm this area. 10, 15 years ago, I know they used to have all kind of cattle back in here, and of course, they had fields and stuff, corn and everything else. Now, they did used to have a big strawberry field where they let public stop and pay to pick strawberries, but that's long gone. This park eventually is supposed to go down and hit Cape Fear River Trail. I think I've already told you that, but I don't foresee that part of the trail system. I don't foresee that happening probably between now and probably 2020. But anyway, I'll show you this area. I'm gonna go down here and make some coffee, and I'll show you this pack real quick. Even though this isn't a product review or anything like that, I just kind of show you this traditional pack. I only paid like about $42. That was including shipping. Anyway, I'll show you these houses. I think they're eventually gonna try to fix these houses back up. But there used to be a family actually lived here up until about 4 years ago. I'll turn it around and show it to you. But, like I say, most of these houses back in here that I'm showing you, these were caretakers that took care of this plantation. And like I say, Mr. Rockefeller wanted to ensure that this stayed a working farm. The big thing back in the 1800s. What this whole area was a turpentine farm. These longleaf pines were great for making turpentine. I'm going to show you one that's been cut down here, and I've taken a bunch of pictures. Of course, I don't know if you can really make out how big this thing is, but it's pretty big. And there's some back up in here that's a whole lot bigger than this one, and there's part of it too. And anyway, I'm gonna walk on down here. Now, this type of place I would love to have lived. Well, you can actually see that there's a satellite dish on the roof right there, where, like I say, somebody used to live. A lot of the people that had living rights and stuff, the state or the Natural Conservatory bought a lot of them out. Is what happened. Same with the guys that didn't live here, that were the actual maintenance caretakers and everything like that. They were bought out too, or they were given the choice to also work for the park system in this area, and most of them they chose just to be bought out. This is where I come a few weeks ago to take the trekking class, tracking, and of course, like I said, it was more for kids than it was for anything. I enjoyed it. It was fun. Like I say, this park is close enough where I can actually actually walked to it from my house. Total round trip from my house to here would probably be about, I'm gonna say probably about 8.5, maybe 9 miles, and that's including, of course, that's including walking the trails. But I didn't walk down here today. I don't trust any of that traffic. The only place that way I found to walk down in here without walking on the road is down a sewage line. We had a lot of rain last night, and usually that sewage line area floods and turns real muddy. And, I'll take you on a matter of fact. If we're coming out, coming out right at the summer plantation house. When I first seen this place, it's not really what I would expect it as a summer house for somebody like the Rockefellers, millionaires back in the day. But who knows? Now, there is another part to this that they own, but it's way over. It's probably about 15 miles from here. They bought the whole community out called Overhills, and when they bought that out, they bought the stables, the train station, the post office, everything. They bought the whole whole kit and caboodle, the whole community. And so everybody in that community ended up having to get up and move and relocate. Now there's a community. If you can see back down through there's a community right back over yonder now they call Overhills. But the actual Overhills communities, let's say about 10 miles from here, and they actually got a golf course over there that was one of the most prestigious golf courses in North Carolina at one time. And when Fort Bragg bought that land, or it was donated to Fort Bragg, they was going to tear it down, and also all the historians, the golf historians and everything like that fought until finally they decided not to tear it down. And but it's still maintained from what I understand. Then Fort Bragg decided they was going to actually turn it into the youth rec center, and out like a youth rec center. I don't think that ever happened. I've not heard any more about it since then, or here lately anyway. And anyway, I'm trying to get over in front of the plantation house. You can kind of see it from here. Maybe I can get close enough where you might can see it a little bit better. I don't know if there's a way to get up in there or not. If not, at least we'll go to this end of it anyway. I was hoping to see some wildlife this morning. The only thing I seen was 2 squirrels. That was kind of disappointing. Now they have tours of the plantation house. From what I understand, some of the woodwork that's inside this place is real elaborate, and you can see usually all that happened was one of the female caretakers. They come in, and of course the maintenance men, they would come in and do keep the place clean and maintain it, but nobody actually lived in here while Rockefellers wasn't here. Then when the Rockefellers come down in the summertime, from what I was told, is that when they come down for the summer, then the actual housekeeper and cook and everything would actually move back into the house. And my girlfriend, she had passed away 3 years ago. She used to come out here and go to dances, summer dances that the Rockefellers used to have. And you can see that they got a lot of work they really need to do to this to get it back up to looking good. I can't believe they actually let it go down this far, and that's probably the reason why it does say right there that the facility is currently closed to the public for preservation with future plans for restoration and public use. So they are planning on fixing this back up, and it needs a lot of work. But when I say most of it, I was told that it's pretty elaborate woodwork inside. So, and of course you can see where the horses, where they have the horse where they used to feed the horses and tie the horses up right there. I reckon that's a hay trough is what it is for the hay, for the horses to have the hay right there. I'm gonna keep on going going around this way, and I'll show you a few other things that's pretty wild out here. Of course, this whole area, you know, what was a plantation without having magnolia trees? You know, I had to have magnolia trees, right? So anyway, yeah. I know this might be a little bit of a long video. I may just stop it here in a little while whenever I get done showing you the plantation area, and then that way, and then make another video of showing you the pack. And wow, look at this tree. That's pretty cool, huh? Hey, that's water oak, if I'm not mistaken. I'm still learning some of these trees, but that's a water oak. That's a big water oak there. Here's another one. Of course, it's got sycamore. Sycamore are pretty natural around our area. And a few more water oak. Let's say I'm gonna walk a little fast. That part that we just saw was actually the front of the house. However, that was just more for decoration. From what I understand, they actually lived in the back of the house. And this is the spring house. And Mr. Rockefeller had this maintained, even though they did eventually have well water put in there. But he had this spring house maintained. You probably, it's so dark in there you can't see, but from what I understand, excuse me, that goes down like about 40, 50 feet down into the ground right there where they hit the spring, and that's all natural water. Of course, you can see that they have the grate over it, so in case anybody falls in, you know, they don't fall all the way in. Yeah, 1914. It was built by 1914. I'll see if I can get a little bit closer so you can read it. Okay, if you need to pause it, just pause it. So if you're that interested in it, you want to read it. Now this over here, I asked about why didn't they have the why wasn't they gonna redo the powerhouse? You know, years ago it was powered by water, hydroelectric. They had their own little hydroelectric system out here, but they said in order to be able to bring in somebody, you know, that could redo the gears and cogs and all that, to have this water wheel redone, that it would just cost efficient. It just wouldn't be worth it. But yeah, from what I understand, it's pretty good catfishing back there. We used to sneak in here a long time ago, but not in this area, in a different area, and fish this lake. This is the lake, this is the creek or the river that actually runs where I camp at, which is probably about, what, 14, I want to say 14 miles from here. But anyway, yeah, there's some good catfish in there. I caught a big bass out of this pond we snuck in one night. I shouldn't say that, but we did. But anyway, they said that it would cost so much for all this stuff to be redone that it just wasn't worth it. And my girlfriend was telling me that she used to come here in the summertime, and I gotta be careful here, it's pretty slippery going up this hill. But she used to come here in the summertime, and this was kind of the pavilion is what they called it. I mean, it looks like a pavilion. And she used to go to dances here where they used to have live bands. Most of the time the live bands were you know, bluegrass. So when they come in the area, they'd have a lot of bluegrass, and of course Christian or gospel music, because this area is known for the gospel. Well, look at those beams right there. Those are what you call some beams, and you can tell what's been on all this wood: creosote. A lot of creosote. If I understand, they're eventually going to open this right here. There's another well house on further down there. I'd have to go over to the other side of the lake to show it to you. But there's another boathouse. I shouldn't say well house, but boathouse right on down over there. They're going to start renting paddle boats and stuff like that out here, so you can ride paddle boats. I have noticed that they did rebuild the another dock area down there. Now you can come out here and fish this lake. You do have to have a state fishing license. There's a lot of endangered species of plants and stuff out here, so they ask that you not mess with none of the plants. But yeah, you can see there's fish out here moving around right now, and won't be long they're gonna have to do something about the cattails probably. Look like quite a few people lost some bobbers out there. Yeah, probably a bunch of trash out in this area right in here. Right over here, I don't know if you can see that area right there, but there used to be a cable that run from that big pine tree over there over to this dam right here that they used to have a trolley on. They would climb up in the pine tree and they'd ride the trolley down until they either fell off of it or they just went into the water. Just a little pavilion right here. Yeah, I know this is getting to be a pretty long video, but I kind of wanted to show this. I haven't showed it yet, so I figured it was about time I did. Now, you'll notice that even though the back side was considered the front of the house, if you look at this actually looks like the front of the house. So there's actually two fronts of the house. But yeah, I understand they lived in this part here. There's the area that they actually lived in, and the back side, or the other front side, was more of the service area for, you know, like deliveries, grocery deliveries, and for all that, you know. But Mr. Rockefeller, from what I understand, the whole time he was here during summertime, he rode horses, and every now and then, you know, if he needed to go somewhere, you know, somebody would take him. Well, it looks like he got a big old 8-inch howitzer round sitting there on the front porch. Yep, that's what they have. Big old 8-inch howitzer round sitting right there on the front porch. I didn't notice that before I was up here. Yep, 8-inch howitzer. Anyway, yeah, they got grapevines, big old muscadine vines over there. All of our area around here we're known for muscadines, scuffydines, wild grapes, whatever you want to call them. Of course, they're everywhere. You can see them all over back in there. And anyway, this right here, let me go back over in here. A little swampy over in here. And I can't believe I didn't even see no snakes the whole time I was on the trail this morning. That's one of the boathouses. Now that boathouse was kept up right there. And of course, when Mr. Rockefeller, I reckon this was the actual garage right here, where now it's a picnic area. So anyway, that's all I'm going to show you. I'm not going to walk around the lake or anything. Like I say, I've did about, I don't know, maybe 2.5 miles, and now I still got at least a mile to walk back. So, and I'm not going to do the video here on this pack. I'm going to wait till I get on further closer to the park entrance and do the video. But anyway, hope y'all enjoyed seeing this. And anyway, like I say, this remained a working farm for a long time, and there's still people that live right over there that's been living here in a long time. And of course, when that family or that couple actually dies off or passes away or decides to move or whatever, then all that land that they living on right now will go back to the state park. And then they'll open that side over there, which that side of the park over there is supposed to be for horses. Okay. Anyway, I'm going to make one more video today. I'll see y'all in a little bit. Bye.